dim that down a little bit. Do this. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great Saturday. I've got this neat little lightsaber. It was given to me. I got a couple of comedy skits that I'm writing concerning these things. So anyway, two people already. Hey guys, how you doing? I am working on my laptop right here to get this on Twitter. And once I do that, I will start talking about schedules. I want to talk about schedules. Alex, how's it going, brother? It's kind of a random live stream. Sorry about that. I didn't really spend any time promoting it. I just wanted to connect with you guys. I feel like I've been out of the loop for a while. That's what it feels like anyway. How you guys doing while I'm typing? Tell me, what are you guys up to tonight? What are you guys got going on? Go State! You a fan of Penn State there? Love Penn State. Alma mater. I graduated from there. Sorry about that. I didn't have this pre-written. I should have had this pre-written. That's good enough. I'm trying to pull up the comments here so I can see. Dad of 3, originally from Hanover. Awesome, I've been there. Did you hear of Tyrone, Pennsylvania? That's where I'm from. Oops. So, get that on here. So guys, I wanted to, the Gore family, West Virginia. Do you know, well, you don't, of course you don't know. We did a genealogy on my family, and we were originally from West Virginia. We moved here, well, it was before that, it was before the Civil War, so it wasn't West Virginia back in those days, it was just Virginia. But we moved up to central Pennsylvania, excuse me, because we wanted to, my grandfather, my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather wanted to work at a paper mill that moved to central Pennsylvania. And my family came up with the mill. It's actually called West Vaco or West Virginia. And here we are. Family's been here ever since. Total coincidence. My ancestor that moved here was also named David Snyder. It wasn't named after him, but that just happened to be how it went down. So what I love to do with live streams is I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with me, what I'm struggling with as far as being a creator, and what I'm coming to, ideas, etc. And then we can talk about that afterwards, or talk about anything. Just wanted to connect with you guys. I want to talk about schedules and what that looks like. Trying to find time to film, to keep the whole YouTube channel grind going while having a full-time job or a part-time job, or if you're taking care of kids, which, let's be honest, is also a full-time gig. So how to do that, you know? And here's an idea that I came up with, and it's probably not a new idea, but it's an idea after researching how other people have their channels set up, and some of you probably I've looked at all from everyone who's commenting so far. I definitely have looked at all your channels. The playlists on YouTube, I think, are really, really awesome. And the reason I like them, and I know this is probably what they're created for, is that I can develop a YouTube channel that has playlists that are specifically designed for a certain series or a certain thing, you know? And I think that if I were to dedicate each week per month to a certain playlist, I will be able to upload 2 or more videos a week, you know? Like the media shoutouts thing that I do, I already have next week's scheduled, already uploaded and scheduled. Uh, but if I were to spend the first week, for example, of every month uh, working on getting 2 or 3 of those pumped out, you know, I have a list of 20 people that I want to shout out right now. If I were to work on that and take Monday and Tuesday when I'm done with working during the day, I make websites and really research and figure out who I want to shout out and discover people. And then I can take Tuesday through Sunday and create 2 or 3 and schedule them out for the rest of the month. Then what I can do on the second week and the third week and the fourth week is to focus on my other playlists. You know, I can create comedy sketches, which is really what I like to do, but they take time. I can't make more than one a week if I'm working full time, you know? I mean, I can, when I was healing my tailbone, which is now healed up, I was making 2 or 3 of those a week. Wow, I mean, I had time, you know? I don't have time anymore. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's the strategy is where I'm going to work on taking taking on one playlist a week, guaranteeing through the media shoutouts or whatever else down the road that becomes a weekly thing, uh, making sure that I have those scheduled out so I have at least one post coming your way per week. Uh, but with these additional posts for the rest of the month, because I'm working on comedy sketches on Tuesday, or I'm sorry, on the second week of the month, and then I'm working on vlogging, more cinematic, more production-y kind of things on the third week of the month, and then the fourth week of the month, bonus, whatever we want to work on, and maybe a gaming series. I want to work on a gaming series. I think it's going to be funny. It's a comedy retro gaming series. And I could do that the fourth week of the month. And then I have this television station kind of thing going on with the channel, because at that point I have all these different series and these different, and each playlist would have a certain aspect to it that the other playlists wouldn't. So that was my strategy. And I think that maintaining, and I'll say this too, because now that the hype of the whole YouTube partnership program has kind of died down and it's now in effect, there's a lot of people that have just sort of dwindled. The engagement on my channel went way down, in the last week or two. And and I think there's this absence of that urgency that people are no longer feeling. And I was afraid that was going to happen. And so the grind becomes all the more necessary. We have to continue creating. We have to continue doing our thing. And how do you do that with a full-time schedule, And so that's what I've been kind of tackling. But I like the idea of kind of compartmentalizing a playlist per a week of the month. And I think that'll be great. Data 3, I have been on your channel all day, brother. And not even joking, I've been on there all day. And I really can't wait until my wife and I have kids. By the way, go check out Data 3's channel if you haven't already. Really awesome videos. And I tell you, if I had kids, I'd be filming them all day long, and I'd be uploading vlogs almost daily. But I have this thing. I make everything more complicated than it should be. And so trying to form a schedule, I think, is important for me. But anyway, I wanted to share that real quick in case you're joining in on the live stream after it was live, and he didn't want to sit through a bunch of dialogue back and forth with comments if you can't see the comments, which I don't like, by the way. Guys, what do you think about that? I wish YouTube would save, maybe they do, maybe I'm wrong, but all the comments in the live stream just goes away the moment I hit click finish. And I really wish all those comments were on there, and counted towards engagement. Maybe it still does, but I kind of want the visible record of that, I'm not sure if anyone else feels the same way. Anyway, my laptop is right here, and I'm looking at all the comments. right now. So if I look like I'm ignoring you, I'm not. I'm actually engaging with you by doing this. Um, Dad of three. My extended family is in the paperclip business. Really? Paper clips. Is that lucrative? I suppose it is. The paper clips are one of those things that you just take for granted, until you don't have one, and then you're like, where do I want one? I have a. I found myself in that position multiple times. The Gore family has three kids, dude. I once told my wife, all right, when we first got married, well, just before we got married, she asked me how many kids I wanted, because we already established while we were dating that we both wanted kids. She said, well, I said that uh, I would love to have. Let's have 12. Let's have 12. And the look on her face went like that, and uh, and she said, "Well, I'll tell you what. Let's have one and see where we go from there." It's the most diplomatic answer I've ever heard, and she was brilliant. It's true. Anyway, three is a handful. I bet three is a handful. I have one cat now. I used to have two. We just had to put one of our cats down yesterday morning. We're still kind of feeling the loss of it. We will for a while. But we have one cat now, and one cat's a handful. I can't imagine kids. I want to figure that out, though. I really want kids. Three is a handful. Just hoping a fourth doesn't come along, or would have to change my name. That's true. That's true. What do you do if you get more kids there? That's true. Um, all right, it's kitchen that has four kids. Wow, raising kids became a career for you, huh? That's cool though. I like that. Um, the Gore family. I try to do one or two a week. How do you manage that though? I mean, you have a family. Obviously, life isn't just sitting around all day. So what strategies do you use? What software do you use? Do you have a certain formula that makes it easier to edit, to film? What's your strategy? Let me know. Um, Alex, thanks. Appreciate that. Uh, Saying it was a good idea to separate the weeks. That's the only way that I can figure out as far as my brain works. But I'm always open to new ideas. Yeah, Data Three just said it. He also hates about how the comments on live streams disappear after you post them. Yeah, you know why? You had this dialogue with people, and then the platform just deletes it. And people are posting channels, and people are trying to connect with each other on there, and that's what I really like to see in the live stream feed. And then it just goes away. It's like, and then let's say after you have 120, 150 comments, you know, even if you had 30, I mean, my goodness, some of my videos don't even have two, So if you have 30 comments, that means a lot to me to my engagement, and to see that on a video, and then I hit post, and out the door they go, nowhere to be found. And then my live streams don't look like they're engaging at all, because I only get maybe one comment, and it's usually mine, and I usually pin it. And so it doesn't really help me all that much. Data 3 uses Adobe Elements for editing. So what's the difference between Adobe Elements and Adobe Premiere Pro? Because Premiere Pro is what I use, and I like it, and I've learned how to use it. I know where everything is. Um, it's the first editing software that I tried to make something on, and I've only ever used that. I was considering Final Cut, um, Final Cut Pro, because it's a one-time fee, and Adobe is not, and so and Adobe's been glitching out on me lately. I don't know. That's another question too. How is Adobe Elements? How are you experiencing any glitches? Does it freeze on you? Because it's doing that for me. Um, and so, um, Rob, hey Rob, he says that he's been using Final Cut for 2 years and love it. Have you used Adobe Premiere before, and is it similar? It's a scaled down version of Premiere. Okay. Also, Premiere Elements can buy straight up. Cool. It's a scaled down version. Does that just mean like simple? splicing, footage together, and can you do ultra keying or chrome keying? Can you do chrome keying on elements? Take out green screens and stuff like that? Because I do that stuff with my comedy skits. That's why it's kind of important to me. That's why I really stuck with Premiere Pro, because I know how to do that on there. It doesn't do that. All right. I know that Final Cut can do it, Rob. James Lamprey's a friend of mine. He's Fun Foods on YouTube, and he uses Final Cut Pro. I spent a day with him down in Maryland, and it's point and click. A lot easier then. He told me that it's possible in Final Cut. You'll be upgrading to Pro. Yeah, it's good software. It's just recently mine's been freezing on me, and it's only been recent. I almost everything on my YouTube channel right now has been edited on Adobe Premiere Pro. I've only ever used that software, with the exception if you were to look up some old vines of mine, which I have a few of them on the channel. Come to think of it, I created almost all of those on iMovie on my iPhone. Was it iMovie? Yeah, it was iMovie on my iPhone. And that's where I made all my vines on. It went back when I was making those. And now I'm also on an app called Snacked, which is basically a Vine supplement. I'm verified on that app too, so check that out. That's really cool. But it's a good app. But I use iMovie for that. But I don't do anything special with those. I'm not doing anything, too involved with that. That's just simple editing. So on your Data 3 on my phone, I used to the paid version of KineMaster. Okay, and I use the DU screen recorder on my phone too. Cool. I don't know what is a DU screen. I'm sorry. I'm acting stupid now. I don't know what that is. KineMaster. I haven't heard that either. So I love these live streams. The only thing I don't like about them, again, guys, is if the comments just don't do anything. No, they're not doing anything. They don't stick around after you publish it. Does it improve your Data 3 just said that is it KineMaster? Am I saying that correctly? And it says that it records from your phone. And does that improve? Do you know how like sometimes you can use some apps and it just doesn't utilize the full power of your camera? How does it interact with your camera? Do you get a really good quality from it? Oh, you can screenshot. You can record gameplay. That's really cool. That's really cool, actually. Dakota and family. I was just over at your live stream. Hey, guys. Dakota and family is another channel that I've been on today. Check them out if you haven't already. So guys, I was just talking about how learning how to schedule upload times and then work around full-time jobs and taking care of family. Something I know that Data 3 and Dakota and family know all too well, trying to be able to create and upload and maintain activity on your channel while having obligations outside of just YouTube, And it's a real struggle, because small YouTubers, right? We don't get paid for this stuff. We're doing it because we love it. And that being said, we have to work, and we have to bring in money somehow, or we have people to take care of. So it's learning how to do this has been. Guy, you can't hear me. Can everyone else hear me? Rob's saying that he takes one day. It takes one day and records several videos. Right. Right. Yeah. For the media shoutouts, for example, that series I usually record. I'd like to record 2 or 3 at a time. Uh, but but then it's a matter of editing, which is the bulk of it. Uh, so when I record the media shoutouts video, which is like a 2 to 3 minute video, I have a basic formula for it, which I'm now starting to wonder if I should switch that up a little bit, just because I feel like it's getting kind of uh, uh, too normal, or it's happening too stagnant. It's been the same since the start, and so trying to spice it up a little bit by changing the format a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I'm just thought of it today. Uh, but it only takes me about 20 minutes to film. 20 minutes to film a 2 minute video, and that's all in one clip. And no, I'm sorry, not 20 minutes. It takes me about 10 minutes. My average is between 9 and 10 minutes. And I record it all at once. Then I have one clip that I just drag over into my Adobe Premiere Pro, and I just go to town. But the editing of it takes like 3 or 4 hours, and I can't film and expect to spend time with my wife, which is something I want to do. And then you have other work obligations, and sometimes editing can take me 1 to 2 hours per 1 minute of video, and so it takes time. So I'm trying to figure that out. But it's nice. I take Saturdays and I record multiple weeks out. It's a great idea. I'm glad you do that. That's worked for me too. And then I just edit in the evenings. Um, uh, Dakota and family, my suggestion for vlogs, make 8 to 12 minutes. My last vlog, my longest one, was 15 minutes long, guys. It's 15 minutes. And that was, all right, the Shenanigans channel, John, I don't know his last name, but the great channel, by the way, if you can look them up, the Shenanigans, really awesome channel. But he talks about filming to edit, and that's helped me a lot. So for vlogs, I schedule, or not schedule, I script what I want to do, and then uh, I go out and I film in chronological order what it is that I've scripted. And so that has shaved off, I would say, about 20% of the time and energy that have gone in the past to editing videos. So that's a great strategy, is to not just go over and wing it, which is my tendency, but to actually construct what it is you want to create. You, for vlogs, you make a story, and then you construct this visual vehicle that you're going to use to tell that story. Um, and and so that's what I do, and you film to edit that. Dakota family said there's no scripts for us unless it's autism awareness, and that's another way to vlog too, and that's how you can maintain. Um, and exactly, they're sharing your lives, and that's a different style, right? Because what I just described was more cinematic. What you're describing is capturing actual life and raw life, and that's why I like your guys' channel too. Is because that is just as valuable, and it's sometimes having the cinematic artistic thing, which is something I love to make, uh, doesn't get the story across as well as just capturing what's happening in the moment. And I agree with you. And your videos are awesome, you guys. So so that probably, now that method probably helps out a lot with editing, right? I mean, it's it's basically your editing is supplemented by the fact that you're just capturing real life. I kind of like that. You are perfectly imperfect. Love that. I love that. The Gore family. My little boy has autism. I have a terrible bite from it today. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the bite. I have a brother-in-law who's autistic, I have a couple friends too who are autistic, and even though they're autistic, and maybe especially so, they are the people that I know are just smarter than me. They are so smart, um, and it's uh, I have nothing but respect. I have nothing but respect. Um, Honestly, like if I, don't know, I can't speak to it intelligently, guys, but I do know that whenever I hang out with them, I'm always impressed. I'm just always impressed. Um, right, right. The Gore family just said that he's very smart. Their autistic child. He teaches me something every day. It's a challenge, but I wouldn't change it. I don't blame you. So intelligent, so very intelligent. Oh my goodness, um, so very intelligent. If only more people took the time to spend with autistic people and to learn from them, because they really do have a perspective that the rest of us just don't have, and it's needed, in my opinion. I feel bad that I'm looking over here. I can't read the full comment on my phone because I am recording this from my phone. But anyway, hey, is Dad of Three? You still here, brother? If you are, I'm trying to find you on other platforms. Do you have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc.? I was trying to find you, and I can't. I thought we followed each other on Twitter. I could be wrong about that, but I couldn't find you for some reason. Um, and Dad of Three reviews on Facebook. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm going to look that up right now because I'm going to lose that stinking comment whenever I post this. So I'll look it up and then I'll follow you on Facebook. So what do you guys got going on as far as your channels? Anything that's coming up this next week? Anything that's happening uh, that you want to let everyone know about? Data 3 reviews. I don't know if it's because I'm, excuse me, if it's because I'm on live stream or not, but my internet connection's pretty. Alex's Kitchen just subbed to you. Data 3. There you go. Once Alex is on your side, it's uphill from here, man. Well, downhill from here, I mean, in a good way. With Rob Hoffman just said, with luck, I'll be tickling the ivories tomorrow for a Wednesday release. Tell me what that means, because I feel like that's an awesome thing you just said. I want to make sure that I know how awesome that was. At least I'm starting to look that up. So, Data 3, you are not on Twitter. I was wrong. Okay. You are. Data 3 is also going to be unboxing and building a. Is that a? That's not a canoe. Is that a cano? A cano build your own computer? Cano? I'm horrible at this. I need to have everything spelled out phonetically. Um, oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I knew that. Yeah. Rob says I play piano, Ivory Keys. I'm sorry. I knew that. It's been a long day. In a good way. It's been a long weekend for another reason, though. We lost a kitty. Dakota family, we have a huge school meeting with the Dakota school, we have a lot of anger towards them. Oh no, are they not? Are they not responding to Dakota well? I had that issue when I was 4 years old. I was diagnosed with epilepsy. It's not. It's been something that I've been talking a lot more now that since I've joined YouTube. But the I used to have seizures all the time, and uh, in the beginning, the first 3 or 4 years that I had it, my teachers just labeled me as this unruly child who never paid attention. Um, and it was because I was going into these petit mal seizures, and the teachers almost lost their jobs whenever my parents stormed, and they did. They stormed into the principal's office with a diagnosis, and said, "My child has epilepsy, and you're threatening to kick him out of school." And the teachers repented soon after that. Uh, and then at that point, I started getting the help that I needed. Uh, let's see. VidCon, not BidOn. Cool. All right, Rob, I just discovered something. Rob Hoffman just said drag and copy the chat and page into Word or Pages. You can do that, can you, huh? Let me see this. What's this? Huh. Interesting. That's awesome. I really, really wish that those comments stayed on the stinking video, but that's one way you can keep it. That's for sure. That's great, Rob. Thanks for that. Ever since Dakota and family just said, ever since the they hotlined it, and it was proven unfounded. It's been downhill. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hmm. Let's see if the dang it. It's data 3. My Facebook for some reason is still where. There it is. I just liked your Facebook page, brother. You have about the same amount of people following you on your Facebook page that I do. Mr. TB's in the house. Mr. TB, guys, I'm pretty sure you guys all follow Mr. TB, but if you don't, go check him out. Mr. TB, I did a media shout out video for him a couple weeks back, and it was, I think, one of the most popular ones that I've done so far. TB is fantastic. Go follow him and support the ever loving tar out of him. Being serious, make him regret joining YouTube is how much support he got. Just kidding. That's not possible. So, oh, Mr. TV, you're too kind. You're too kind. You know what they say. You know what they say that a chef is only as good as his ingredients. And so, the media shout out video that I do every week is only going to be as good as the subject matter. There's only so much editing skills can cover up. It's nice, and excuse me, and in Mr. TV's case, in the shenanigans case, I like everyone that I shout out, guys. Don't get me wrong. That's why I shout them out. Little Richie, Mr. TV, the shenanigans, those guys got the biggest amount of volume of engagement, uh, and it just is what it is. It just is what it is. And I think that's because I have a network of people that's so small at this point that they are they all kind of support and like the same things, which is fine. You're able to do that. Nothing wrong with it. And so whenever I shout somebody out outside of that sphere, it doesn't tend to do too well. But retroactive, right? The more our channels grow, the more our videos will receive engagement retroactively, because more people join the network, the more people look at your videos, they get traction, etc. So I don't regret anything. I think everyone I shouted out is worth a shout out. That's why I gave it to him. But Mr. TV, doing yours was a privilege. Last thing I'll say on that. Alex's Kitchen. Always, man. Mr. TV, Alex's Kitchen, you guys are always on my live streams. I really appreciate all of you. I really do. I really do appreciate all of you. So, Mr. TV, anyone else that had just joined, tell me what's going on with your channels. Fill me in. The Gore family had a video explode recently. Did it hurt? Dude, your video got over 1K views or 1K subs. Either way, that's phenomenal, guys. Congratulations. Congratulations. That is 1,000 views on a video. That is, I love it. That's fantastic. Good job, guys. I love it. I love it when I see people start exploding or people that start seeing traction on their content. It just does something for me. I really do love it. If you joined us just now, I'm looking at my laptop as I'm doing this. Yeah, Mr. TV's got a bunch of live streams planned. TV's 2 cents, so they're going to be live from now on. Is that something you want to do more often? Is to save time? You know, I think you said that, didn't you, in your last live stream that I was a part of anyway. And I love it too. That live streaming is awesome because you engage in real time. You get all the watch time too, you see, and it doesn't take any editing. That's what I like about it. You know, it's a way to spend an hour and just an hour engaging with people. You know, and it counts as a video. It counts as an active channel. I love it. So, Mr. TV, are you going to try to move more into live streams now that you have, you know, more gear as far as that's concerned, to save some time as far as editing? I enjoy Mr. TV, by the way. I enjoy your editing too. Sure, sure. And something my wife mentioned to me, which, you know, I think she's right, is that the weeks that I don't have time, what if I were to do, you know, live stream for media shoutouts or live stream for whatever? Get software so that we can do co-live streams with people, and I interview the creator instead of shouting out the channel. I just talk to them and they can talk to the audience. I think that's a great way to do it, you know, and it would be an hour and in and out. And so that's, I think, kind of our backup. We're going to be doing live streams to come up with a way to still fill the time slot, the video upload commitment that we've made to you, while not sacrificing, you know, the quality of the video as far as that, you know. So that's a neat little thing that we tossed around. That was, well, all right. So my wife mentioned that to me. Then soon after that, the first person that I shouted out, Little Richie, she actually shot me a message and said, "Hey, what do you think about interviewing your creators?" And yeah, it was a great idea. That was like 2 weeks before I released her video, so that's been a while. Um, Data 3, have a great weekend. I liked you on Facebook. I'll send you a message. I got a couple questions for you, but we'll talk soon, brother. Um, yeah, Dakota and family. I clicked. Yeah, there are there's a handful of channels that I smashed, and I mean multiple times. Smashed that notification bell. Yours was one of them. Uh, but then I noticed that YouTube started undoing that. Excuse me, for some reason. And so not only has YouTube kind of unsubscribed from me, unsubscribed channels from me. My guess that was part of their algorithm to kind of do away with the sub for sub, which I don't do, but it goes kind of eliminates that, I guess. And then, but now I have my subscriptions are being maintained, but the notification bell turns off automatically. And so, if you don't see, if you guys don't see your favorite YouTubers post on their regular schedule, go check up on their channels and see if you just somehow got the bell turned off. They might not be taking a break. They might just be, you know, still producing videos. You just don't know it. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate the fact you guys are willing to stick around and hang out, talk. I love it. Whenever I see people doing live streams, I try to be a part of it as much as possible. I love live streams. I just love it. Mr. TB, I loved your wife being in most recent one. Yeah, that was fun. Uh, yeah, my wife really. When I asked my wife to be a part of it, she was like, "Oh yeah," you know. So she really liked it. It was a lot of fun. We have a lot of bloopers with the whole puppet ventriloquist, gag. Uh, if you, in case you guys missed it, go check out the most recent media shoutouts video. But what we did there was we shouted out a ventriloquist channel this weekend, and and it's uh, and so what happened was we made it look like I was Bailey's. My wife's name's Bailey. I was Bailey's puppet, and so I just kind of went like this, and then she popped up and took over. It was a neat little thing. Um, and Mr. TB also heard about. You had 10 people tell you about the bell becoming unclicked. Yeah, yeah. And I'm not sure if I was one of them. I'm not sure about that. But I remember telling people today I had to resubscribe to I think 2 people, and I needed to click another a notification bell again on one of those on the channels that weren't unsubscribed. So I don't know. Dakota family, I liked your wife. Me too. That's why I married her. I was kidding. I liked your wife in your vlogs too, David. Do a skit with her. Yeah, no, we have several skits planned. I just healed up from a broken tailbone, so we haven't been able to do the scripts that we've had, uh, and Alex, that's funny. I'll talk about that in a second. But yes, essentially, but uh, the skits that we have planned require a lot of movement, and so in this next week we're going to start filming. But if you want to check out the channel, in the comedy skits playlist, there's one in there called the Clueless Husband. That was the comedy skit the most recent one, which has been a while, but the most recent comedy skit that it was just me and my wife, and I think that's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites that I made before I was serious about this channel. I made that video for someplace else. I made it for the Snacked app, but I posted it on this channel just because, and that was like 6 or 7 months before I became active on YouTube. So, how did Alex Kitchen, David, you're not scared your wife is going to take over your videos, are you? Yep. I tell you this much: every single video uh, to date, and I think the media shoutouts video that I posted this morning might be the exception. It doesn't look like it's getting a whole bunch of traction, uh, but but every single video that my wife has been a part of has always done better than my other videos, always, and it surprises her when I tell her that, and then I show her the analytics, and she's like, "Wow, okay." So, but no, I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, you put someone like me in front of a camera, then you swap it out, put someone cute in the front of the camera, and video does well. It doesn't surprise me at all. Dakota and family, how did I break my tailbone? The Let me tell you this, brother. 25 years of loyalty to my local Chinese buffet came crashing down on the road 3 or 4 weeks ago. There's a lot of gravel on my road that was kind of just laid there from the snow removal and then management of the snow. It was during not this one because we're in the middle of a thaw now, but the one prior to that. So the one about 3 to 4 weeks ago. It was thawed out, no ice. I was outside talking to my neighbor, and his boy was playing basketball, and the basketball got away from him. And so I tried to run off and grab it for him, and I slipped on the gravel. And as my neighbor described it, I was like this, my tailbone being right here, and it went right on the pavement. And I was on the couch for 3 weeks after that. It was weird. It didn't hurt when I fell, with the exception of like the initial impact. I never broke a bone before, and I had no idea that I broke one, And so I just got up. They helped me up. It was sore, but it wasn't like I couldn't just stand there. And it died over the course of a minute. Then I just went around, talked with my neighbors as normal, and walked home. And then an hour later, I couldn't walk again. I couldn't walk at all, and it was weird. It was weird. I had a cane. I don't have it with me, but I walked with a cane for a couple of weeks. If you go back to my vlog playlist, you'll see me with a couple of vlogs where I have my cane, and is what it is. So, but the beautiful Mrs. Snyder is also a registered nurse, and so she took very good care of me. Very good care of me. I have a very awesome wife. So anything else happening, you guys? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Any channels you guys recommend that I check out for the media shoutout series? Your brother's an RN. That's awesome. Dakota and family. Sir, what is your name? May I ask your name so I'm not... I mean, unless you want me to reference you as Dakota, in which case I'm happy to. So, anyone got channels that they recommend for the media shoutouts? Jason and Wendy? Or Wendy? Is it Wendy or Wendy? Jason. I'll remember that. One of my favorite cousins is named Jason. I have a lot of good memories with him. Mr. TB said you liked the editor went on strike video. Thanks. That actually took me about 6.5 hours to edit. Believe it or not. Trying to get the big screen to move like this and then put all the visual effects in there. That took about 6.5 hours to edit, but it only took me about an hour to film. So it was a full-time work day, to make that skit. But again, I had a broken tailbone, and what else was I gonna do? All right, Jason, you're the only one in chat and Twitter. Okay. The wifey does edits. That's a great partnership you guys got going on there. That's cool. Media shoutouts. Let's vlog with Big John. All right. I am going to save that, and I'll take a look whenever I'm done here. I'm adding it to my list right now. Let me add it to my list. Okay. Thanks, Mr. TV. I'll take a look at that channel whenever I'm done with the live stream. Yeah, I have a list of people, but I'm noticing that my list is kind of all in the same genre, so I'm looking for people that are kind of outside of my norm. A because I want to expand our network, and I've loved the network that you guys that have welcomed me into. I feel like this outsider sometimes, and not in a bad way. I was a new content creator in essence on YouTube. I was new to YouTube, and I joined, put myself out there, and I feel like you guys just enveloped me and welcomed me with open arms, and I'm very cognizant of that, So I appreciate. I mean, you guys are awesome. You guys are really cool. Jim Staley, my brother, how are you? Now, Jim Staley is actually a friend of mine who lives in my hometown. He's just down the street. Uh, so that's cool. That's really cool. It's the first Jim. I think you're the first guy from Tyrone to join my live streams. Um, oh, that's not true. The mayor of the town joined my first one. Bill Latchford joined the first one. But Jim, buddy, tailbone's all healed up, man. I'm gonna be going back to work here soon. I'm working from home now, but I'm gonna start using the office again here soon. It's still sore, so I don't want to. There's nowhere for me to lie down, and every 3 or 4 hours, I feel like I need to. So I've been working from home. Any other media shout outs, recommendations? Do you have Papa Grits 56? Is that one of the channels you look at? No, no, I haven't heard of that. Jason just mentioned Papa Grits 56. I do not know who that is. Putting it down now. Appreciate all the help in this. It's hard for me to discover new people whenever you're in your own network. TV. Cool. Thanks, guys. Got some comments since then. Positive channel, check them out. Thanks, Jason. I will. I just put them down on my list. I'm not guaranteeing if they make it on my list. I'm not guaranteeing a shout out, but I'm gonna take a quick gander at them anyway. Mr. TB, want a makeup channel. Mandy Fuller, she is on my list, by the way. Mandy Fuller is on my list. Yeah, Mandy's awesome. I follow her. And I don't even use makeup. I like the way she edits her videos. And so there are some people that I do follow outside my box. Mandy's one of them. And the reason is because I feel like I'm learning how to edit while watching her stuff. And it's the subject matter isn't what I'm really watching it for. It's her style and the personality and how she presents herself. And that's a really awesome channel if you haven't followed Mandy's channel yet, guys. But the style, the same thing with the shenanigans, the same thing with Casey Neistat. Who's a huge YouTuber. He just broke 9 million. The reason I watch those guys and I follow them and I have them post notifications turned on is because I learn something every time I watch them. And they could just be sitting there playing bowling or doing something, which, by the way, sounds really fun right now. But just the way they shoot the video and the way they put it together, I feel like I learn something every time I watch it. The Gore fam. Oh, John. You heard it from John. Was that because of the shout out that we gave him? Loved John's channel. Yeah, I don't go to every YouTube event. But I love playlist but I cannot afford it. I don't have a lot of money. but I love going to Playlist Live in DC because it's only a 3.5 hour drive south for me. And I have friends that live there, so I don't have to use the hotel. Last year I used the hotel because it was my first time uh, going to an event like that, knowing that I've been to events before, but knowing that I was becoming a serious YouTuber, serious as then I was going to be devoting myself for the next 5, 10 years to it. It was a long term, commitment that I was making. So I decided to stay at the hotel so I had the ability to stay there and meet with people, which led into a couple collaborations, which I was really happy about. And uh, James Lamprey, I met him during that time at Fun Foods. That was really cool. I met the Snacked app staff. That was really fun to do. And uh, I met Devon. I met D Sharp, uh, who's a really talented musician. Talented musician. And just a bunch of really cool people. People that they have more established channels than myself. I was avoiding saying more people that are better or bigger than me, and that's not true. I don't hold true to that philosophy because I think all content creators are on equal plane. We're all creating. The only difference usually is time, resources, uh, and you know, luck. Hate to say it. Gore family, you went to VidCon. Tell me, have you gone, or have you been able to hear any comparison? Uh, which one is better to go to, Playlist or VidCon? Uh, I've been to. Is VidCon more like a content creator expo? That's how I've heard it explained to me. Tell me if that's true. Oh, you're trying out for the Gore family's trying out for the not so famous panel. Cool. I hope you get it. I hope you get that. That'd be cool. Um, well, Gore family, if you want to go to Playlist Live DC, I am going this year, and we should connect. And that's another thing, guys. If you know that you're going to Playlist Live DC, which is not until I think August or so, uh, let me know, and we should do. I want to film a media shout outs video at Playlist. So I want to do a playlist edition. So if anyone wants to meet up with me there and do a collaboration on the media shoutouts thing, let me know if you guys are going. We'll touch base. I'll touch base with you guys when it's closer to the time and I purchase the tickets and stuff like that. But I'd love to do that. That'd be so fun. Um, Jim Staley, you have some good. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Great talent on this. I wish I knew how. Did you know how I knew how I learned how to do YouTube videos, Jim? I actually looked it up on YouTube. I learned everything I know now just by watching YouTube videos. You really can, and you know this, Jim. You know this more than most people. You can really teach yourself something if you put the time and effort in. Uh, and Jim, you've done that already, so I don't have to tell you that. Um, the Gore family, I wanted to go last year, but it fell through on Labor Day weekend, which didn't work out for me. I'm sorry. We wait. It doesn't mean we would have met, but I was there last year. That was fun. That was really fun. I really, whoo, yeah. By the way, I did taxes recently, and I wrote it off as a business expense because you can, you know, being a content creator, and I have a media business uh, registered because I build websites for people, and so I included that as my business trip for the year, and so it becomes a deductible expense. Well, the whole thing ended up costing like $900 because I got the hotel, and I didn't realize because I didn't spend it all at once. I bought the tickets a few months in advance, and then the hotel bill came in. It's like $900. So $500 to go to VidCon. Is that in California? Is that in LA? because VidCon is LA and Australia. Am I right by saying that, or is that playlist is Orlando and DC? Anaheim. Okay. Jim Staley wants to do something with his paranormal page. As far as video, I've never done any videos for like a paranormal kind of genre, to be honest with you. So I don't know exactly what you would need or how to do it. Uh, Look it up on YouTube. There's tons of paranormal stuff on YouTube, and figure out which style. And this is a good way to figure out what how to do your channel. This is what I did anyway. Um, is to figure out what you identify with as far as the style. The people on YouTube, find people to follow, and then mimic their style until you create your own out of that. No, I'm not saying copycatting. That's not what I'm saying. But their style, the way they edit, the way they present themselves, uh, with the resources that you have, figure out a way when you find one that you like, an approach that you like, use that, and then create your own channel. Then over time, you'll realize uh, you'll have a style of your own. And Jim Staley, take a look at the comments. Jason from Dakota and Family just tossed a channel out for you to take a look at. Maybe that might be able to help you a bit more. So, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to playlist. I have a bunch of notes that I still have not gone through all of them yet from last year, um, and I'm looking forward to this upcoming playlist. Um, Alex, snowman behind you. Yeah. All right. So, did you guys see the reaction video that ended up becoming more of me just watching my first video? This uh, this is the holiday cheer snowman. This is the snowman that uh, was the main character of my very first video as a content creator, and it was basically only meant. It was only stinking meant for family. It was meant to be a joke. We were going to play it during Christmas Eve dinner, with my in-laws. And I love my in-laws. They have the same sense of humor. Love my in-laws. And so my wife and I created that, and my wife played the voice of the holiday cheer snowman, and uh, and that was a really fun thing. But that was the first thing that I ever made, and it became a series because I enjoyed making videos so much, uh, and it became something much bigger. And that was 4 years ago. No, it wasn't. It was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago. And so I've been a content creator on some level for about 3 years. I didn't join YouTube and become a weekly deal on YouTube until January of this year. But I've been on Vine, I've been on the Snacked app on Instagram. I'm no one big on anything. The Snacked app verified me. That was the only app that I got some traction. But even there, I only have about 394, I think, followers. It's not a really big deal, to be honest. I mean, being verified is nice. It's a nice little, kind of thing, but it also hasn't gotten me anything. It's not, you know, the reason I got verified is because I was active. I was really active. I was posting like 5 times a week, but they were small, short videos, which took me an hour to make. I think, Jason, you tossed another. No, that was for Jim. Never mind. Um, so my wife and I actually have a lot of videos we made together. We just don't show up on camera. We're voice actors in them. So if you want to check it out, I don't know if I can go ahead and get that link for you. If I can get that link for you, then I'll toss it in the comments so you guys can take a look at it. Jason, acting my life. Is that another channel? I can add that to my list real quick. Cool. Thanks, Jason. I just added it. There he is. I typed up the holiday cheers snowman. It's got 3 likes on the video, guys, and one of them is mine. It's got 287 views, 31 subscribers. This was the channel that we created uh, to put the Holiday Brigade on. Okay, I'm tossing something into the comments right now, guys. Go check it out. That is the original channel for my wife and I. And so look up the Holiday Cheer or the Holiday Brigade. That whole series was my wife and I and a bunch of our family and a few of our friends. But that was our very first content creating thing. Never went anywhere. and and it was really meant to be like a uh, kid-friendly, family-friendly kind of thing. But it's, I'm very grateful for that experience though, because it launched me into what I'm doing now, and I really do enjoy creating videos. If I can figure out a way to make a living off of videos, guys, I'd do it. I love it. I really do love it. But if you go over to that YouTube channel, don't bother subscribing. It's not a YouTube channel we plan on doing anything with. Um, unless when we have kids, maybe we'll do something with it. But we're not even pregnant now, so when we have kids, we might have like a family vlog channel that we'll turn that into. But that's probably the only thing we'll use, moving forward. Although my wife is thinking about starting her own cooking channel. She loves taking recipes that are simple recipes and modifying them. So she's thinking about creating a YouTube channel where she makes the dish, and at the end of the video, she remakes it uh, her way, and she explains why she thinks it's better. And it's all economical. It's all very cheap meals that feed my wife and I. My wife makes a lot of food, and it's cheap. We're talking, it boils down to about $2 or $3 per person per meal. It's really cheap. Um, and and it feeds us for 2 days, because there's always leftovers, and so we're fed, and it tastes great. My wife's an excellent cook. Jason has to go. You have to go edit David. All right, guys, have a great night, Jason. Tell Dakota good night from us. But anyway, yeah. So the cooking show, it's. I think it would be awesome, and I'm encouraging my wife to do it. The only thing that she's kind of concerned about is the time to edit. She doesn't really have time to do that, and so what we talked about was 1 week out of the month, maybe the fourth week out of the month, we'll film like 2 or 3 of these. I'll film her making dinner, and then we'll spend the following fourth week of the next month to edit those things, and then we'll push it out once a week, and we'll do it that way. And she liked the idea. So, Mrs. Snyder's Kitchen, yeah. So Bailey wants to call it Bailey's Kitchen and Treats. That's what she wants to call it. Because she also makes homemade candy, and that is phenomenal. If you like little peppermint patties, she makes homemade peppermint patties, and they cost, it's like pennies on the dollar that you're used to spending on peppermint patties, and they are good. Oh, they are so good. And she crushes up candy canes and like candy cane dust all over it. It's so good. And she also makes banana bread. She makes chocolate covered cherries. She does a bunch of candies. And so, her initial idea was to make a candy channel, but her dinners are so phenomenal. And I keep on telling her that I think her cooking's awesome, and which is neat. She taught herself. It was YouTube. She taught herself how to cook, and so she's thinking about making a channel. So who knows, Mr. TV and Alex too. We're gonna potentially join you guys in having a cooking series, which I'm all about. Alex just made a simple waffle cake, guys. Cool. Thanks for telling me that. I'll go check that out. After I'm done here, I'll check that out. Oh, Jim, you're making one about our town. You're talking about a video about our town. Because I was thinking about doing that because I have a drone now, guys. I have a drone through my media business, and I decided not to offer that for clients just because of liability. But that means I have a drone now that I can use personally. I thought about selling it, and I thought to myself, "Holy cow! We live in the middle of the Appalachians. How gorgeous would it be if I used a drone to take shots around the area?" So, Jim, I might do that. I was gonna create a more cinematic vlog playlist. I was gonna separate my vlogging playlists um, to between a vlog playlist specific to content creators, and then I was gonna do a playlist of some more cinematic vlogs where I'm telling a story and trying to do a production, you know. And my content creator vlogs are easy to make because they're just talking head videos. And so I'm just sitting here in front of a camera, one single shot, just kind of talking to you, versus a vlog where I'm out, you know, flying a drone and trying to get good shots. So I think I can probably do content creator vlogs on the fly. You know, I don't really need to schedule a time during the month to do that. I can probably do those on the fly. So you guys got anything else? Anything else happening? All right. Well, we've been on here for about 72 minutes. You guys are rock stars. You guys sticking around all this time listening to my voice. You guys deserve a medal. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. I'm wrapping it up. I really appreciate all of you. You guys rock my world. Uh, and honestly, if it was just one person chatting with me in a live stream, I'd still think it's worth it. Uh, Growing up with epilepsy, like I said, and all the experiences in life leading me to the fact that I'm able to do what I love, connect with you guys, and connect with people, and encourage people as much as I can. Um, it means the world to me. It really does. So anyway, that's it. I think I'll wrap it up. We've been here for over an hour, so guys, thanks so much. I appreciate you coming and joining the live stream. Um, I'm going to be doing another live stream on this channel this Wednesday night. I'm going to be trying to do it on Wednesdays instead of random times. Kind of schedule my live streams, and we'll see if we can build it up over time. Who knows? All right, guys. Well, have a good weekend. I am going to be spending the rest of the night with my wife, so that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. She just got home from work, so I can hear her come in. So, all right, guys. Have a good night.